Welcome to the Sedona Vortex. My name is Miguel Montoya, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Humankind and John Strayer, for having me. And it's an exciting time to be alive, and especially to be in Sedona. Sedona is kind of like the heartbeat of Mother Earth right now, in my opinion. There's so many sacred places all over the world, but I happen to be in one of the most spectacular surroundings. And this place inspires me daily. For 20 years, I've been very fortunate to be a sacred land guide. I've been a historical guide, taking people all over northern Arizona, Grand Canyon, Antelope Canyon, ancient ruins, you name it, vortices all over Sedona. And most of my adventures, I get to involve music, sound healing, breathwork, meditation, Qigong, yoga. I mean, it's a pretty good life. And so I'm very grateful for just being alive at this very unique time on planet Earth. And I just like to take this opportunity to connect with everyone out there. Whatever your story, wherever you come from, whatever brought you to this video today, I welcome you and I honor you for everything that you've come through in this life. Lord knows it's not an easy time to be on this planet. It's chaotic in certain ways, but beautiful in others. And we have so many opportunities for growth and healing and really transcending old patterns that you might have found in your family and your ancestral lineage that you now have the opportunity to overcome. And so sometimes we have to go on our own journey. Some have called it the hero's journey or just the spiritual journey. But we're all on some kind of epic quest, and that makes us brothers and sisters because we've all shared so much of the pain of being on planet Earth, but now we get to celebrate in the joy. That's what it's all about. You're not here to experience endless pain. You're here for the celebration. You're here to raise the vibration of planet Earth, right? You know, that's what we can do with our lives. We have enough people who are negative and, thinking negatively, speaking negatively. But really, we can shift that. We can heal. We can go inside ourselves and figure out what is bothering me, what is my pain in life, and we can move on. And so for me, that could be exercise. It could be doing the inner work, doing shadow work, doing self-inquiry, doing breath work, allowing all the energy to come up. Working with plant medicines occasionally in a very sacred way, and going out on the land, going out on hikes, going to sacred places, playing music, dancing, doing all these beautiful things. That is what my life has become. So whenever I do sessions with people and they say, wow, what a great life you seem to lead, I'm like, yeah, this is every day. I'm a part of this phenomenal community, and we understand the importance of, dancing and singing and expressing yourself fully. So as you witness all these things I'm about to do, various instruments, various songs, prayers, meditations, I just want to inspire you to reach a new level in your life, whatever that may be. Don't put any pressure on yourself. It should be fun. And that's what I've done with my life. I didn't know exactly how it was going to turn out. I started out as a journalist right out of college, and I'd already been guiding meditation groups during my college years. I happened to have an incredible spiritual mentor during those years, and he encouraged me to get out there and start to share, and I did. And that turned into a whole spiritual career that I didn't necessarily plan for, but it just happened, and it was so perfect. And I just said yes, and I keep saying yes day after day, week after week. A couple nights ago, I just had an album release party for my new album, The Sacred Mirror. Truth be told, I released it all as singles, but I'm calling it the Sacred Mirror album just because it's easier and it's fun, and that's really the title track of all this the collection of songs that make up the Sacred Mirror album. So you might notice my T-shirt. I'm your sacred mirror, reflecting all that you are, and also another good reminder: love is what I am. So this is the women's T-shirt. And, I always wanted to write songs that really have mantras, whether they're in English or Sanskrit or Hindi or Hebrew or anything. And so, what better than English mantras, if that's your mother tongue, the language that you've spoken since birth, then how wonderful to be able to sing it, to wear it on your shirt, or any mantra that is sacred and beautiful that is going to remind you of who you are. And so that's what the sacred mirror is all about, is reflecting in each other our divinity. But until we see the divine looking back at us, we're going to have to do some healing. And that's the inner work. And it's okay. Sometimes we judge others. Sometimes we get mad at them. Sometimes they don't show up how we think they ought to. And we withhold our love. We pull our love away and say, you didn't do what I needed you to do, right? You didn't treat me the way I wanted to be treated. You didn't say the right things. And now I'm going to, pull away my love. And that happens. I still find myself getting caught up in little petty moments like that from time to time. So I just want to invite you to be really good to yourself. Life is long. We're going to have a lot of experiences, and we need to be patient and loving with ourselves, because we can't be some enlightened master all day, every day. We're human. We're going to have ups and downs. Even, Adi Ashanti and all the greats, have their moments. I'm sure even Eckhart Tolle, gets angry from time to time and curses and, whatever. I don't know. But the point is, let's have some fun on this planet. And I like to do that through music. So whenever I take clients out on the land, or whenever I, go out on the land privately and go to some sacred place or an ancient cliff dwelling, which represents the ancient heritage of the indigenous ancestors of this area, my home, the Verde Valley in Sedona, I always start with prayer and ceremony. So I'd like to begin by just helping everyone that's watching now to just drop into a little prayer. Because so many podcasts today, they're just talking and talking and talking, and information is great, but if I'm going to listen to someone, I want them to guide me into a higher consciousness, a true devotional experience that's going to elevate my consciousness and not just feed my mind more knowledge so that I have, knowledge of many, many different topics. But to me, the most important topic is God consciousness, how to come into a higher state and how to live there and how to develop your devotion. So together, let's just drop into our hearts right now. We're going to take 3 long breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more, letting go of all stress. Great Spirit, Heavenly Father, Mother God, Goddess, all that is. Great consciousness and spirit of the universe that exists in all things, including this body. The consciousness that I am. Be here now. I call you forth to fill this body form, to remind me who I am as a feeling. Make it powerful. Come into this body and mind. Establish thy light. Blaze through me the divine light of truth. Illuminate all parts of me with divine wisdom, clarity, illumination. Blaze through me the violet transmuting flame, a gift from the heavenly realms, coming through your higher self, sometimes called the I Am Presence. We ask the I Am Presence and the Ascended Masters and all the great ones, the saints and sages, to be with us now, all those who are near and dear to you, representing all the lifetimes you may have lived and all the connections you have made throughout the universe with enlightened beings beyond your present comprehension, who know you and love you into the 5th dimension and beyond. Perhaps even beyond the 12th dimension, beings of unimaginable glory and attainment, who are just a little further ahead on the evolutionary scale. We call you forth, mighty masters of light, to be with us, guide us, and flow into us pure divine inspiration. Flow into us all the holy rays of God, going through all the rainbow spectrum of colors as represented in the chakras, and even going beyond those basic colors into all the many attributes, qualities of the divine as represented in the God-Goddess aspects, the one self, all that is, source creation manifesting through each of us as these bodily representatives of the holy light. As you come to acknowledge the light that you are, you invoke the truth of what is. If we use the power of our speech to speak negative things, then the law of the universe is what you focus on, you become. So step into that higher alignment with your I am presence. Invoke it now, call it forth, bring it in, and allow your higher self to be present here now. It is an invitation, and you must make this invitation. No one can do it for you. We continue to call in all of the heavenly host to surround us in a giant tube of white light, the violet transmuting flame as an additional layer in this column of light, dissolving and transmuting all that is dense and heavy, all that is false and dark. Anything which we have taken on from this world that is simply not true. Any belief you've created about yourself or your potential, what you think is your potential, if it's limiting in any way, take a deep breath and let it go. Let it drift away like steam rising above you. And let it be instantly transmuted in that field of violet transmuting light all around you. We give it over to God, Goddess. Allow it to be dissolved instantly, never to return. And so it is. Thank you, God, Goddess, the great I am. Bless, bless, bless all those who have come to listen today, who have decided to be on this planet at this very, very exciting time, and who might need a little extra encouragement, assurance, love, and guidance from time to time. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Bless these beautiful souls who have tuned in. Align them with their highest self at the highest level of creation where they exist as the original self, the I am. Before any of this human creation, the I am was, is, and always will be. So as you breathe into that, meditate upon the I am within yourself. Contemplate what that means, what it's all about to say, I am. For truly, I am your sacred mirror. We all are, reflecting each other. And eventually, when this planet is fully lifted, and according to a great teacher, one of my mentors, Patricia Cota Robles, Mother Gaia has indeed completed her ascension. And that is a huge, huge event, because that means we get to now ride those coattails with her and ascend with the great ascended soul known as Gaia. And so it benefits all those who are inhabiting upon her earthly body. And just as we have an earthly body, we also have higher layers, which represent the energy body and the higher self, also integrated into this form, simply giving this body as much light as it can safely handle at any given point. And that's why we have enlightened beings and maybe not so enlightened beings, but their higher self is already there. Their higher self is the enlightened being. Sometimes the personality just completely disconnects. And we need ways to come back. So little prayers like this and invocations are a huge, huge, huge part of what I love to do with clients all the time, every day of my life. Because if you're not invoking the light as a child of God, then you're probably going to convince yourself that you don't have that power, or that you're not worthy enough, or that, someone else is holier than you. And it's just not true. When you start to invoke the light as a child of God, knowing your power and potential, it changes your vibration instantly. And when you start to do it daily, well, remember what I mentioned earlier. What you focus on, you become. It's an extraordinary way to live, because then you start looking at your thoughts every day and you start realizing, whoa, there's a lot going on there that I don't want to create. Why am I thinking that way? Why am I feeling that over and over? Could I shift that? How could I do that? Maybe I should sit with this pain and really go into it and hold it sweetly, like I would hold a little screaming infant. That may sound odd, but why not? You would hold an infant with the utmost care and protection. Why would you not do the same for yourself? Why would you not hold yourself with the same level of compassion? Because guess what? You have an inner child too, and it needs to be held when it's crying. And it may not be physically crying. It may be lashing out. It may be angry. It may be holding on to grudges. That's also crying in my eyes, because you're crying for help and you're lashing out on people, and you don't need to. And so when you start to come back to yourself, you're going to have a much different experience of what you do with your time and what your service is on this planet. When I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of confidence with music. And so I would sing when nobody else was around, or when I was in my car as a 16-year-old driving my yellow Volvo station wagon and singing to Jim Morrison and the Grateful Dead and, things like that. Those were my inspirations. But I didn't have the confidence to pick up an instrument and actually learn how to play it. It took many, many years. So one of my songs, for example, now is called Now I Bloom. And that is devoted to all of the late bloomers, because you get there when you get there. I saw this great meme the other day that was like, hey, Morgan Freeman didn't get famous until his, late 40s or early 50s, something like that. And all these incredible beings that we know and love didn't get started until, their 40s, 50s, and even 60s. Frank Lloyd Wright did some of the best work of his life between 80 and 93, so he's an amazing soul, and so are you. And so never give up on your dreams. No matter what age you are, you can get started at whatever point in life you are. So with that, I'd like to ceremonially open our journey today. And I like to do that with the flute. So this is a Native American flute. It is what is called a double chambered. You can see it has two barrels. And I've also affixed the 4 sacred colors of the medicine wheel. And so depending on one's orientation, there are different ways to interpret the medicine wheel. But generally speaking, yellow is the east, and red is the south, and black is the west, and white is the north. And it just represents, all of the different aspects of this journey of life, and all the great cultures that are joining us on this planet, because we're such a diverse planet. We have so many beautiful, beautiful cultures to turn to, who have wisdom, beautiful instruments, beautiful poetry, philosophies, teachings, food. We can't forget the food. And but this is a native style flute that I would like to play for you now. Mitakoyasin. This is a saying from the Lakota, and which means we are all related. All are my relations. And so, no matter what color our skin is or what country we were born in, truly I believe that we are all brothers and sisters in the light, that we all come from a heavenly source, the source of all light and all creation, and we choose to inhabit these bodies. And as I said, sometimes we get a little confused. We get so identified with this body, mine versus yours, and I'm right and you're wrong, and, I'm man and you're woman, and we're different, and, all these things. And, honestly, what does it really matter? When we can come together on the things that we do share, the commonalities, the joys, the passions, the shared goals and visions and dreams. When humanity moves beyond divisiveness, we can create anything we want. And, perhaps there are the powers that be out there that are creating divisiveness, but we don't need to go into that because this is a positive show. And so maybe it's there, but you can rise above it. You can transcend it and create a different reality for yourself. You are that powerful. You are a son and or a daughter or whatever gender you wish to identify with, but you are a child of God. And, the one source. And so you have infinite potential. And when you truly claim that, when you truly embody that, anything is possible. But when we get caught up in those little day-to-day fears and worries of I'm not good enough, or self-doubt or self-judgment or whatever it is, we just get in our own way. And so I've had to go through these lessons. I'm sure you have too. I still deal with challenges every week, and I have to rise above them each and every day. And so these are the kind of practices that I do: meditations, affirmations, invocations of the highest light, embodiment and alignment with my higher self, music, breathwork, nature, friendship, community. If you're not building community and connecting with other like-minded souls, I would ask you why. There are incredible beings in your very community. I know you'll probably say, oh, but my community, there's nobody. Yes, they exist. And if they don't in that little town, maybe it's time to move. You might consider that because we are evolving very, very fast now. And it might be time to link up with your conscious tribe because, it's happening. We're doing great things on this planet. Here in Sedona, it's an amazing example of a conscious community. And, I get to be, a big part of that. I know so many hundreds of amazing souls, and we're just always creating beautiful events, conscious dances, music events, service-oriented events, fundraisers for campaigns that we love, anything that we want to do. We bring our community together, whether it's agriculture, or helping the homeless. We just get together. There's so many souls, and when we unify, we are more powerful. And so it's a beautiful time to be alive. And so I welcome you to this moment. And once again, I honor whatever challenges you've gone through. And so I'd like to introduce another song. And I'd like to begin with the title track for the album that I just released, The Sacred Mirror. And this is a song that clearly is very special to me. And, to me, it represents the journey of woman and man. And yes, I'm very sympathetic to those who don't identify with either woman or man. And it's simply that many do and many can relate to this concept of relationship, whether it be mother, son, father, daughter, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or any variation thereof, whether it's, any kind of relationship, any type of heterosexual, gay, straight, whatever exists out there, you've been in a relationship of some kind all your life, and they keep changing and evolving. And so everyone is a mirror. And so even though I use the words, the journey of woman and man, just know that it's for everyone. Those words just sounded good, and everyone can relate to them. But I honor every being out there and who you are, And, I honor the journey that we're all on as mirrors for each other, reflecting at first the things that we don't always love about ourselves. And there's a lyric that you'll see, what's not healed in me, I find in you. And so that happens. We call it projection. And, you hear that a lot in the conscious communities. You're projecting on me. And yeah, people do all the time. So it's time that we rise to the next level of taking responsibility for what's hurting inside of us, so that we're not just projecting it onto our partners, so that we can have beautiful, harmonious relationships. And so the sacred mirror was and is always dedicated to my beloved, and her name is Sarah, and I wrote this for her, and I wrote it about our journey. And certainly the first few months we had the rocky portion of our journey, and we did all the things that you're going to hear in this song. And then we evolved, and it was the greatest healing of both of our lives, because we had repeated a lot of the same patterns in so many different relationships. And so if you find that to be the case, and you just keep thinking, oh, the next one will be better, the next one will be better. But you know what? If you don't change and heal, how's it going to be better? I mean, sure, the partner might be slightly more evolved, but if you're bringing the same baggage to the table, then the same problems are probably going to erupt again and again. So the answer is deep healing, deep communication, deep self-honesty, so that we can look inside ourselves and go, wow, I really just blew up at my partner, and I blamed him or her for all these things that maybe wasn't their fault at all. Maybe I could have asked really good questions. Hey, why did you say that, honey? Or, hey, could you share more with me about that way that you behaved? Or what do you need right now? Or you seem to be hurting right now. Do you want to talk about some things? I noticed you got really frustrated with me very easily. What's that about? And open up the conversation with love. When your partner feels love, they're always going to want to talk to you. But when they feel judged and when they feel like you're looking for a fight, they're going to run, or they're going to engage with you even worse, and you're going to have a big old fight on your hands. So I'm your sacred mirror, and so is everyone else that you're seeing all throughout your day. Even the people on TV, politicians, or whoever, people that you would judge and say, well, they're bad and I'm good, and how dare they, but everyone's embodying qualities that, sometimes we like and sometimes we don't, but it's all about healing and evolution. So if you can get to that point where you recognize that it is indeed about ascension, evolution, growth, empowerment, then you will look at everyone as your teacher, and you'll start to get really excited by life. So give me a moment while I set up my guitar. Okay. Is that close enough? Lovely. So take a deep breath with me. And just feel this. If you want, you can close your eyes and just really listen to the lyrics and see how they land for you. I'm your sacred mirror, love, reflecting all that you are. What you love in me looks back at you, a picture of your inner truth. I'm your sacred mirror, love, reflecting all that I am. It's a story as old as the earth itself, journey of woman and man. Can you see my love? We're judging the other, what needs our love? See, my love, our pain is a lesson to rise above. In Lakesh, for you are another myself. In Lakesh, I am another yourself. I'm your sacred mirror, love. Hello, I see you again. What you need me to be, I might succeed for weeks or months or years. When triggers arise, the mind creates lies. We see through islands of fear. Light becomes dark with egos at war, till we heal by our tears. I'm your sacred mirror, love. Hello, we meet again. What's not healed in me, I find in you. We're each other's medicine. If we blame and we shame, it stays the same. Each of us playing the fool. Lesson unlearned is karma return till we heal. Lesson unlearned is karma return till we see we are one. In Lakesh, for you are another myself. In Lakesh, I am another yourself. Healed hearts we reflect from the depths of our souls. Goddess, I see you inside. With love we reflect from the depths of our souls. God, I see you within. I'm your sacred mirror, love, reflecting all that I am. It's a story as old as the earth itself. Journey of woman and man. Can you see in my eyes what the story of woman and man implies? Do you see how we rise, once divided, now unified? In Lakesh, you are another myself. In Lakesh, I am another yourself. So thank you for being with us for this whole journey. It will continue. I'm just thanking you for this portion and for receiving this song. It's a very heartfelt song that already is having a great impact out there in the world. And every time I hear this from people who are like, oh my God, I was having this challenge with my partner and I heard your song and it was exactly what I needed to hear to really understand my partner better and to have more compassion for them and to also take responsibility for what was hurting in me that a part of me wanted to, of course, blame them for. And that's what we do as humans. It's so easy, but it's not very masterful, is it? And so, once we choose to evolve, then, we're not going to keep repeating the same patterns. I just came from a healing ceremony with a group of dear ones to me and, had to hear about a sacred mirror that was not going so well and a great pain that it had caused because one part of the equation was not able to see how destructive their words and behavior were and how controlling and really heavy and manipulative, that behavior was. And so, these are the sacred mirrors that we sometimes play for each other. And we don't always like those mirrors, but they're here for our healing. And so once we can choose differently and maybe maybe you just need another partner, but it will be, the same lessons again and again until they are healed. I've learned that. I'm sure you have learned that. And if not, you will, believe me. And so the mirrors will keep showing up until they're healed. And then the mirrors will just be amazing, beautiful, divine people reflecting your inner beauty back to you all day, every day. And the problems and the frustrations and the arguments and the misunderstandings will become less and less as you start to see your divinity looking back at you in every face that you see. Sound good? It's a good way to be. I mean, what are your choices? as my honey likes to say, she's always like, well, what are my choices? And of course she's going to choose the higher path. And that's what we all get to choose each and every day. A master is simply one who has made the highest divine intuitive choice over and over again, thousands and thousands and thousands of the right choices. And only your highest intuition knows what the right choice is for you. And so it will differ week to week, but you'll always be guided back to your intuition. And you know what the best compass for whether you're guided by intuition is? Your heart center. If your heart is open, you're going to be connected to love and you're going to be able to really feel that intuitive guidance a lot more. So I'd like to share another song with you. And this one is also very special to me. And it's about knowing that we're living a blessed life. It's called A Life That's Blessed, and a t-shirt to come that's not quite done on this one. But this is a very special song that I wrote, and I actually wrote it originally. I was inspired by the journey that I was on with a particular partner. And when that partnership fizzled and we went different directions, it was a point of extraordinary growth for both of us. Extraordinary growth. And I'll just only speak for myself. I needed to bring this song into another level, another creation, because I realized that it was such a powerful song and it needed to be adjusted to appeal to a more universal crowd. And just like the sacred mirror, whenever I play this, anyone can relate because we're all in this journey of life together. It is a life that's blessed and it's leading towards something. And what that something is might be ascension. You are here to ascend, to become an enlightened being. Whether you know this or not, whether you're willing to accept it or not, or even whether you believe me or not, it doesn't matter. All I'm doing is dropping a seed into your garden. And if that seed grows, then great. And sometimes seeds take longer than others. Some plants sprout up in a week, others take a month, and others take longer. So, whenever your seed sprouts is your business. It's your higher self's business, really. People say, well, I don't feel a connection to my higher self. And I'll say, well, do you have an interest in it? And they'll say, well, I guess not really. I don't pay any attention to it. Okay, there's your first clue. Do you talk to it? They say, well, clearly no. Okay, there's your second clue. So have an interest, develop a passion for connecting with your higher self in whatever form that is, and start talking to it, just like we did with the invocations. And when you start to invoke your higher self and you really mean it and you put some love behind that, believe me, your higher self is not going to deny you. Just like a loving parent would not deny a little child asking for love and asking for a hug. That loving parent is going to pick him up and give him that hug. So think about your higher self this way, like a loving mentor that would do anything for you. And if you ask with sincerity, it's ready to assist you. If you're just bossing it around and thinking you can, talk to it like you talk to, someone that you don't respect very much, then think again. But when you call in your higher self with love and sincerity and power and firmness, knowing who you are, you're going to have results. And so this is a life that's blessed. It truly is. And I invite you to consider how blessed your life is right now. I'm going to do that again because it just felt really good. And it takes me a while when I'm doing these live performances to get in my groove because I still get a little nervous. So I'm just getting in my groove, and maybe you are too. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. This is the life that's blessed, and our time is now here. May it seem like the sweetest dream, but we are not asleep. This is the life that's blessed, put to the test. I know this is a life that's destined to free our souls. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Once upon a time when my feet grew tired of walking endless roads, then my eyes did rise. I saw a dream-like scene before it came to life. I'd known you long before this figment we call time. This is a life that's blessed, and our time is now here. May it seem like the sweetest dream, but we are not asleep. This is a life that's blessed, put to the test. I know this is a life that's destined to free our souls. raised into your realm, the light around you, the light around me. I know I'd not be there without a welcoming. Now my daytime mind says maybe it's too deep. Well, the part of me that's spirit free, gonna sing it anyway. This is a life that's blessed, and our time is now here. May seem like the sweetest dream, but we are not asleep. This is a life that's blessed, put to the test, I know. This is a life that's destined to free our souls. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Here is the seed of my soul, while my heart has grown fond. Here is the seed of my heart, while my love has grown. Time for bodies to heal, love to grow, grow strong. Time to purify all our shame and sorrow. I am the light I am. Together we shall be angels who have walked through hell and come out light and clean. I am the light I am. Together we shall be ascended and be blessed by God and all life in between. Light, da, 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 da. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, hey ah. This is a life that's blessed, and our time is now here. May seem like the sweetest dream, but we are not asleep. This is a life that's blessed, put to the test, I know. This is a life that's destined to free our souls. Yes, it is. Thank you, family, beautiful beings out there, whoever you are. There's a reason that you're tuning into this. There's a reason we're connecting right now. We are not strangers. We know each other on some level, some dimension, I guarantee. We have met here, there, or somewhere in this gorgeous universe, in these multi-dimensions. We're just starting to remember this, that we're connected to beings all over this multiverse, and you have accomplished far more than you give yourself credit for. Imagine that you've had thousands of lifetimes, maybe hundreds of thousands, who knows? And you've accomplished so much in that time. And the beauty of that is that it's all kept in your causal body. This is a spiritual term, but just means that all the good that you've ever done is safe, it is recorded, it is available. all the gifts and talents and wisdom that you have attained in various lifetimes is still available to you now. And as we evolve in this special age that we are in, some amazing things are likely going to be unfolding on planet Earth. So strap in, it's going to get pretty exciting. I'm speaking to you from 2023, June. So maybe this will be a little time capsule in a way for future generations. But, some amazing things are unfolding on this planet. And we are having unimaginable solar flare activity and CMEs and all these things that I don't fully understand scientifically, but I do understand how it feels, because these powerful energies are coming from the great central sun, the mind and the heart of God, Goddess, all that is, to uplift this planet to a whole new level of existence. So lucky for us, everything goes in cycles. And, we all know we've been in this cycle of darkness for long enough. We've seen all the empires come and go, all the corruption and all the mayhem, and people wanting to dominate over one another for money or power, fame, or whatever it is. And those times are coming to an end. Can you feel it? It's just not wisdom at all. It never was to dominate your fellow man and woman, in this world in order to gain things and gain riches. It just doesn't transfer over to the higher dimensions when you pass out of this physical form and come back into who you truly are. And so the riches truly are the heavenly riches and what you have attained throughout your many lifetimes. And if you've, had some bad days here or there, don't worry. It doesn't define you. But what does define you is the very frequency that you emanate all day, every day. And so all these things that we've talked about are what really helps you to feel more light. Singing and dancing and breathing and playing and jumping in the creek and hiking in the forest and saying thank you and I love you and please forgive me and I'm sorry and bless you and I'm grateful for you and I'm grateful for my life and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Never stop saying thank you. And believe me, when I do these types of sessions and performances, I'm speaking to myself first because, when I go to do these live events, a wisdom comes through that, let me tell you, is not just always there, when I'm just hanging around doing nothing, or getting into a bad mood and letting that bad mood take over my day. And so, putting myself in positions where I can be a leader and when I can guide others from my higher self, it's really, really good for me. And I seek out as many of those opportunities as possible because it just improves my life. So I think of it kind of like going to the gym. And it really keeps me in good spiritual fitness. And so whatever you can do to stretch yourself, whatever activities, whatever leadership that you want to do, believe me, it can be scary at first, but you're going to love it. It's going to feel so expansive. Your life's going to change, and you're going to start wanting to be involved in all these wonderful things that stretch you as an artist, stretch you as a spiritual being, stretch you in every way, creatively and otherwise. So it's a beautiful thing. And I encourage you to expand into your true self because your light is so big and it can't fit fully in this body, but at least we can stretch out the body as much as possible and get as much light in there as we possibly can. So with that said, I'm going to keep the songs rolling and keep entertaining you guys who are so nice enough to tune in. I hope you're having an awesome afternoon on this beautiful Sunday. This song is called Released into the Sun. And for those of you who have picked up on my word choice and dialogue, you might know that I'm a fan of the Ascended Masters and the Ascended Master teachings. And, we speak a lot of the I Am presence and things like that. This song was inspired by the Ascended Master teachings. And I got involved, reading these books at around 19 years of age. And it was so beautiful because I didn't realize that we all had the opportunity to complete our ascension in this lifetime, given that we've most likely had a lot of other lifetimes and a lot of chances to improve and evolve. And so I thought, well, I'm just this, punk kid. What do I know? And, how could I ascend? And then I started realizing, whoa, I've probably had a lot of lifetimes. And so I started reading these books known as the Green Books, for those of you in the know. And one of the masters was teaching their nearly ascended students how to kind of move beyond the physical body and go into their finer light body and travel into the sun. And, and the master was saying, the sun is not what your scientists would have you believe. On a higher dimension, the sun is this glorious body, this planet that can absolutely inhabit life, that can be a sanctuary for these higher dimensional light beings. And so they literally left their physical bodies and were released into the sun to visit these extraordinary beings of light on this heavenly sphere that we call the sun, that is radiating massive amounts of energy and light, which are now surrounding ourselves in this massive photon belt, massive solar activity, which some are calling the solar flash or the love wave. You can look that up. And this is, what appears to be happening so that the source of all creation can lift us back into the next phase, the next cycle of life, which will be the what are some are calling the age of light, the golden age, the fifth dimension and beyond, whatever you like to call it, the ascension of Mother Earth, Gaia. And so one beautiful being, S.A. Smith likes to call it Blessed Gaia, because now her higher form is known as Blessed Gaia, because that is the fifth dimensional and higher dimension where she's inhabiting, and that we are invited to join. So visualize it, intend it, speak it, know that you are worthy, and let us be released into the sun, into that golden sphere of light, to bathe our whole being in healing light. We'll get released into the sun here. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. I'll be released to the sun, to the sky. I will be at peace in your arms, in your arms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In this life, we weigh and measure our good deeds and earthly pleasures, all while we prepare. Here we come now, through darkened weather, it's our time, our redemption, yeah. We're coming home. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Into your sunlit fire. All my faith in you is blind. All my love's for you, Spirit. Into your sunlit fire. All my faith in you is blind. All my love is for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. And I'll be released to the sun, to the sky. I will be at peace in your arms, in your arms. Hold my hand, walk together. We have seen earth and heaven, yeah, with ancient eyes. I offer myself, a timeless treasure, to your sea of bliss I travel, yeah. We're coming home. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. And I'll be released. I always get such a rush from playing these songs, and if you're a musician or even a singer, you'll know what I mean, because when you're singing the songs of the divine, and that could be anything from any faith. I sing in many different languages and I honor many different traditions. And, it's a rush. You will get such a rush because whether it's, Om or I am or love is what I am, right? You knew that was coming, right? Love is what I am. So that is, a mantra that I like to sing a lot. And, I even put it on T-shirts. For those of you who are maybe just tuning in, this is the Love is What I Am T-shirt and tank top, crop top, technically. And so that is available. And you can find me on Instagram. That's probably the best way to connect with me, at Miguel Montoya Mystic. And you can check out my Spotify and all that good stuff. And I'm on Facebook as well. And you can message me, and you can, send me your information and Venmo me. And they're $33 plus a little bit of shipping, maybe $5 or so. And you can have one of those shirts. So you can wear that mantra on your person, or the Sacred Mirror shirt, which I'm also wearing. The guitar is kind of getting in the way. So connect with me on Instagram or Facebook, and say hi and say, your music really touches me. And, play it on Spotify because, just me and a guitar, that's sweet and all. And I'd like to think that it sounds pretty decent, but nothing can compare to the studio because we spend so much time in the studio making it perfect for you and bringing so many beautiful artists into the studio to help, because I don't work alone. I like working with amazing teams of people because I like to collaborate. And so I brought in amazing artists. And when we do the electronic dance version of this song, Love Is What I Am, none other than Nina Starsong sings on this song. And my word, can she sing just this amazing operatic quality to a dance song, a techno, pop song. So check that out also on Spotify or any major platform, really. The Love Is What I Am dance remix and the original is pretty cool too, with Adriel Zhang Peralt, my beloved producer. Big shout out to Adriel. My heart is big, bright, and full of love. It helps me fly high, just like a dove. And while I sit here, I thank God for feeling here. All this love, this love, this love. All this love, this love, this love, yeah. And love is what I am. And love is what I am. Oh, oh, oh. Love, love, I feel it coming in through my heart and out through my feet. Love, love, we're one and the same, and love is what I am. And love is what I am. With love, light up the sky. With love, the angels will cry. With love, across the oceans. With love, light our emotions. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. It's coming a time when the moment's right, feeling strong, and I shine my light on. High time to feed my soul, love's taking over, walking the high road. With love, light up the sky. With love, the angels will cry. With love, across the oceans. With love, light our emotions. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. whispers a message, and if I forget this, God whispers a message singing, love is what I am, and love is what I am, and love is what I am, yeah, and love is what you are, yeah. Love is what I am. Love is what you are. We're created in love, to be love and to emanate love. When we truly get this, the whole planet will change. We're not just here to make a living or get a career and show the world that we can hold down a job and make even ridiculous money. You know, that's great and all. Go and be a CEO of some Fortune 500 company. That's awesome too, especially if that company is doing great good in the world. But the most successful CEO, whether it be of business or life, is one who can emanate love all day long. And we're going to be challenged. We're going to have tough days. We're going to have breakups. We're going to have health problems. We're going to have all sorts of heartache. But can you come back to your heart again and again and open it? Whatever technique you're using, sometimes it's EFT. You know, even though I'm feeling this heartache, even though I'm stressed out and doubting myself, I love, honor, and accept myself as I truly am. Even though part of me wants to hold on to this pain, even though part of me wants to make this other person wrong, and believe that I'm right or that I'm better or that I'm this or that, right? Or maybe it's that I'm feeling bad about myself. Maybe I'm not feeling better. Maybe I'm feeling worse than the other person. Maybe I'm comparing myself to others, thinking that they have more light, they have more beauty instead of how God created me. Whatever it is that I'm holding that is false, that is just not true, never was, never could be in God's great universe, I breathe into that and I let it go. I release it to the sun to be dissolved into that holy light of the violet fire, dissolving and consuming all that is false, heavy, never was true, never could be true. And I reclaim the divine being that I am, that I've always been. And I am ready and willing, I got tongue-tied, ready and willing to be the true light that I am, the love that I am, because truly love is what I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I release all pain, all sorrow, all suffering. I no longer choose this suffering path any longer. Pain may come and go from time to time, and that's okay. But I am not choosing some path of suffering and martyrdom. I reclaim my divinity. I reclaim all that I am as a divine child of the universe, a being of light, an infinite soul with infinite possibilities. And I am choosing to embody that for the good of all beings everywhere. I embody my light. I am choosing to be my full, radiant, talented, beautiful, gorgeous self. No matter what you think your body looks like, you are so much more than this one body. Whether you're struggling with injuries or even missing limbs, we've all had challenges. I've had 5 surgeries on my ankle, and sometimes I want to think, oh, that's such an ugly ankle, or oh, I have so much pain today I can barely walk. But I am so grateful, Lord. Thank you for this beautiful body where I can climb and hike mountains if I want, and I can run and I can enjoy beauty. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for this body with which I can ascend into the higher dimensions. Lord, beloved higher self, help me to love, accept, and forgive myself and all beings that I have ever known, so that I can have lightness in my whole being, so that I can truly be free in this world, to transcend this world and go beyond. I send out loving blessings of forgiveness, peace, and goodness well wishes to all those beings that I have ever known throughout all dimensions of time and space. Whatever I've been holding on to, whatever story I've made, thinking that that person was wrong or bad or did something to hurt me and that they should be punished, I'm willing to recant that, and I'm willing to release that and dissolve it into the holy light of God. And now I send blessings to these beings who I've encountered in human form, or any form for that matter, and I send them blessings of peace and forgiveness. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for reflecting all that I am and all that needed healed. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, so that I can be free. I release you, I bless you, and I release myself of any burden of this pain that I identified with on any level, where I thought that I might be those hurtful words that you might have said to me. I release myself. I forgive myself for having held on to it all these years. I release this pain. I release this pain. I give it over to my higher self, to all the masters, to dissolve it instantly, never to return. And I reclaim my divine light, the being that I truly am and always have been. Aho, amen, ashe. And so it is. I reclaim my full light. I am love. Love is what I am. So be it, so it is, and so mote it be. This is the power you have, my friends, to manifest, to invoke, to command the reality that you choose. This is not some type of arrogance. You're doing this from a place of your divine self. You are a child of God. And the sooner that you begin to believe that and just say, God, inform me, remind me of who I am. If you forgot, then ask God, God, who am I? Who am I? Remind me who I am and how that feels right now in this moment. This is not some theoretical thing that we are pondering. We are invoking God, the higher self, whatever you choose to call it, your divine aspect that is connected to source, creation, all it is. And when you say, God, who am I? You are asking the most profound and sacred question in existence so that you can truly be free. So my friends, thank you for coming out today. Thank you for joining us. It has been such an honor and a pleasure to be with you. Thank you, Humankind. Thank you, John Strayer. And it has been such a blessing to just share these gifts with you. And honestly, in my life, I've, been doing more music and more historical tours and less of the spiritual sessions for the first time in many, many, many years. And so sometimes that's me taking a break, pulling back and doing the other work that is still fulfilling and still amazing. But when I dive deep into this spiritual work and guide you in the way that I am, it reminds me of how nourishing it is and how extraordinary of a life that I have, and that I want to do more of this work and get back into it. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve. God bless you. We are soul family. I hope to meet you one day and come out and do a spiritual land journey here in Sedona. We can go to amazing places on Mother Earth here in this beautiful Red Rock paradise. I work with amazing companies as well, first-class charters and tours. If you want to do Grand Canyon, Antelope Canyon, the ancient ruins all around the Verde Valley on these historical and anthropological tours, it's just so much fun to dive deep into these ancient cultures. I've become an expert in this area of being I like to call it an embodied representative of the history and culture of this Verde Valley, and I honor these cultures as best that I can with the highest respect that I can. The Yavapai Apache Nation, the Navajo Nation, shout out to Ron Interpreter, a friend and mentor, and the Hopi Nation, and the Havasupai and Wallapai Nation of the Grand Canyon. These are tribes that I interact with a lot because I'm always doing tours, and I'm always going to their sacred land and taking people to these blessed places. So this is the land that I get to live in. Sedona is just the jewel of the Southwest, and we are surrounded by sacred indigenous land. So never forget the country that you live in, and that this is all indigenous land. And we shout out, to all those beautiful beings who are holding it down now and whose ancestors have been holding it down for thousands of years on this planet. And we are destined to come back together as the stewards of this new earth, and for all of us to learn from our indigenous and Native American brothers and sisters about how to be the proper stewards of this earth, because so many other cultures have not been treating the earth very well, and the indigenous people understand how to treat the earth. And if we're not caretakers of Mother Earth, then guess what? We're just takers. We're just taking and taking, and we have seen the result of that, and it's not good. And so now we can come back to our alignments and come back to our heart and come back to our divine service in the pathway that has been shown to us by the great saints and sages and ancestors and ancient ones and indigenous people who understand their role as sacred caretakers of Mother Earth. And, in Sedona, that is so important because we're getting millions and millions of visitors, and I can assure you not all of them respect Mother Earth, and they leave trash at the creek, and we have to go and form coalitions and pick it up for them, because we can't expect the government to do it. These are private citizens who are going out there and picking up tons and tons and tons of trash. And so, come to Sedona and visit us. Reach out to me, but I know that those who are watching will appreciate the land and treat it as sacredly as we do. And wherever you live, not just Sedona, treat it that sacredly, because it is your Earth Mother, and she has ascended, and she is taking you with her. And so ride on those coattails of Mother Gaia as we blast off into ascension, into this fifth dimensional blessed Gaia, and we truly manifest this paradise for ourselves. It is time. We are ready. It is a life that's blessed. Love is what I am, and I am your sacred mirror. And we are reflecting who we truly are as divine beings. So with that, I will say, Aho, Amen. I honor you. I see you. Namaste. I love you. I bless you. And may our paths cross in this lifetime or beyond. God bless you. Aho.